At the end of the 2018-19 season, Paulo Dybala's Juventus career was at a crossroads. The Argentine playmaker had endured perhaps the worst season of his playing career. Before that ill-fated campaign, Dybala had scored 23, 19 and 26 goals respectively in all competitions, and was a crucial piece of the Juventus side that had won 3 consecutive Serie A titles and cup doubles. Apart from being a goal-scoring sensation, Dybala was also quite a creative force, laying on 7 assists in 2015-16, 8 in 2016-17 and 7 in 2017-18. However, despite dominating Italian football in an unprecedented manner, European glory continued to elude the old lady. In a bid to reverse the trend, Juve brought in Cristiano Ronaldo from Real Madrid in the summer of 2018. The Portuguese arrival made sense, as he'd been the key player for Madrid's 3 Champions League titles in a row between 2016 and 2018. With 5 Champions League titles under his belt, Ronaldo would be Juventus' best shot at finally conquering Europe. While that was a great bit of business for the Italian giants, the same did not hold true for Dybala. The Argentine's form suffered as he was forced to play second fiddle to the multiple-time Ballon d'Or winner. The forward's performances suffered, and statistically speaking, 2018-19 was the worst season of his career. In 42 appearances, Dybala managed a paltry return of 10 goals, and only 5 of those came in the Serie A. Dybala wasn't a creative force either, he only boasted 2 assists in the entire campaign. While Juventus won the league yet again, they crashed out of the Champions League quarter-final at the hands of Ajax, who would go on to lose in the semi-final to Tottenham. The 2018-19 season also spelt an end to Massimiliano Allegri's 5-year spell at the club. The Italian was replaced by Maurizio Sarri, who arrived in Turin on the back of a mixed bag of a season in the Premier League with Chelsea. By the end of the previous campaign, Dybala's relationship with Allegri had soured, and both men were actually looking for a fresh start. Dybala in particular saw the arrival of Sarri as his shot at rejuvenating his career at Juventus. But that wasn't the case in its entirety, as throughout the previous summer transfer window the former Parma man was hotly linked with a move away from Juventus, with Tottenham touted as the most likely destination. In fact, Goal.com claimed that Spurs were on the verge of agreeing a move to sign Dybala from Juventus, but the move fell through. Dybala ended up staying at Juventus after reportedly being convinced by the new manager that his future lies with the Scudetto winners. Under the former Napoli man's guidance, Dybala has shone, scoring 11 goals and providing 11 assists in 33 Serie A games, while scoring 3 and providing 2 in 7 Champions League outings. Averaging roughly a goal or assist every 88 minutes, Dybala is back and continues evolving. Indeed, his all-round game has improved drastically. In Serie A, Dybala averages 42.7 passes per game compared to 39.1 in the previous campaign. His rate of providing key passes has also improved visibly, which can be further seen in the amount of assists he's provided this term. Dybala is now more confident in front of goal. The Argentine averages 3.1 shots per game, which is a huge improvement from the 2.2 average he boasted last season when he was struggling to be noticed, with Ronaldo taking the title of the top man in Turin. And as Juventus confirmed a 9th successive Scudetto, the impact of Dybala cannot be understated. Back in April 2017, Juventus were basking in the glory of La Remontada, a famous 6-1 win over Paris Saint-Germain. The old lady was lining up against Barcelona for the home leg in the Champions League quarter-finals. This was a time when the likes of Lionel Messi, Luis Suarez and Neymar were at the peak of their powers. As fate would have it, Barcelona ended the night being a beleaguered and goalless team. It wasn't the famous MSN trio that made headlines. It was the match-winning display of Dybala that confirmed the ascent of a unique talent. Within 7 minutes of the game, the talented Argentine was found by a Juan Cuadrado ball, which he took only 1 touch to control before swiveling on his right foot and curling the ball beyond the reach of Marc-Andre ter Stegen. A few moments later, he peeled off again to receive a cross from Mario Mandzukic and swept in a first-time finish that the German shot-stopper couldn't stop. In the space of just 15 minutes, Dybala had made a mockery of Barcelona's defence, and that quarter of an hour was enough to let the world know about the birth of an elite player. Since then, Dybala hasn't looked back, so it made all the right sense in the world that Juventus were so desperate to hold on to their crown jewel. Despite the presence of Cristiano Ronaldo, the Italian giants are going to struggle to finally conquer Europe. It's taken the world some time to realise this, but the fact of the matter is that Dybala is one of the most unique trequartistas the world has ever seen. The forward floats around in dangerous positions, has intelligent movement which makes it difficult for his marker to keep tabs on him, and his finishing ability is simply amazing. However, beyond all the goals and the worldies he's scored, certain features of the Argentine's game aren't really given much of a look in. Dybala's very quick with the ball, and his boundless vision and technique allow him to create chances not many players can create. During Allegri's time at the dugout, Dybala was also deployed as a mezzala and a tuttocampista because of the tireless nature of his performances. The Argentine can not only play across a front line, he can also do very well as a midfielder. While Allegri unfairly shunted him out to the right wing last season, it was always evident that it was Dybala who was supposed to be the club's future and not the Portugal international. Ronaldo doesn't have a lot of miles left in his playing career, but at the age of 26, Dybala has time on his side, and given that he's continued his development, it would have been foolish for Juventus to allow him to leave for another side. While Dybala is a player who's proven his ability in pretty much every advanced role, it is as a forward where the Argentine really shines. This is the area where he's been more effective. In 21 appearances as a forward, Dybala has found the net 7 times and has provided 5 assists. He averages 3.67 shots per 90 minutes in this role, and his expected goals, XG numbers, are off the charts at 5.94. Even his expected assists at 4.77 show that this is a player who is a creative force of nature when deployed further up the pitch. While he may not be a poacher, Dybala really comes to life around the penalty area, taking 51 shots and converting 8 of those. Needless to say, Paulo Dybala is more than just a flair player. While his playing style is very easy to the eye, the fact that he can actually work tirelessly for the team's cause in tight matchups makes him an asset to have. While last season's problems might have had an impact on how he was seeing things, Dybala knew that he would eventually bounce back, and the arrival of Osari has played a huge role in that. The chain-smoking tactician might not get a lot of love in Turin due to his tactics, but Osari understood from the get-go that in Dybala, Juventus have a player that they can build their future around. In the next 4 odd years, Dybala would be at the peak of his powers. The way he's bounced back from adversity shows that the Argentine sees his future at Juventus and vice versa. Based on a single season, his future at the club should never have been under question in the first place, but then again, that's how short-term things are in football. Regardless, Dybala has managed to save his career at Juventus, and a lot of credit for this goes to the player himself and Osari, for appreciating the modern-day trequartista for his special talents and putting them to good use.